Okay, get this. What if, in less than 20 years, having a job was totally optional? Sounds like sci-fi, right? Well, according to Elon Musk, it's not. It's the future he's building. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to walk through his entire blueprint for this new reality, piece by piece.
So let's just jump right in with his wildest prediction. A world where you don't have to work. For Musk, that's not just some dream. It's the destination. It's where his whole tech roadmap is heading. And the question is, how in the world do we get from here to there? Well, the path actually starts somewhere you probably visit every day.
Right. Section 1. The Global Town Square. The very first piece of the puzzle is all about changing how we talk to each other on a global scale. And yeah, it all kicks off with his vision for the platform X, which in his mind is way more than just another social media app. He basically sees X as the foundation, the digital bedrock for all of humanity. We're not just talking about posting updates or memes. The idea is to have one single place for everyone on the planet to communicate. The goal? To let information and ideas flow completely freely, everywhere.
And this is where he makes a really important distinction. He argues that the old version of the platform, old Twitter, really pushed what he describes as a far-left San Francisco-centric worldview. So his mission, what he says he's trying to do, is to turn it into a totally neutral public space, something balanced, centrist, that just follows the laws of whatever country it's in, instead of pushing one particular point of view. But see, this isn't just about tweets and videos. The end goal here is so much bigger. He wants to create what he calls a collective consciousness. Just think about that for a second. A world where language is no longer a barrier because everything is instantly translated. You'd have one single, continuous global conversation. He believes that if you network all of human intelligence together like that, wow, our ability to solve huge problems just goes through the roof.
So, why is this so important to him? Why build this collective consciousness? This really gets to the heart of his whole philosophy. It's not just a nice social idea. For him, it's a scientific mission. He thinks if we're all connected, we can ask bigger, better questions about the universe. And that quest for knowledge, well, that's the fuel for the next part of his plan. And trust me, this next part is where things get really disruptive.
All right, let's get into it. Section 2, the end of work. This is where that digital collective consciousness we just talked about starts to power a real physical revolution with AI and robotics. And this is what sets up what could be the biggest change to society ever.
And look at this timeline. It is shockingly fast. He's not talking about some far-off, distant future. He's saying that in just 10, maybe 15 years, AI and robotics are going to hit this crazy inflection point. And the result? In less than 20 years, a job becomes a hobby. It's something you choose to do, not something you have to do to survive.
Yeah, less than 20 years. He's so sure about this. He basically says, call me out in 20 years if I'm wrong. I mean, just let that sink in. Less than 2 decades from right now, the picture he's painting is a world where work is like gardening. You do it because you enjoy it, not because you need the vegetables to eat.
And this leads to what he calls hyperabundance. He's literally describing a world where there's no scarcity. AI and robots can make anything you want, whenever you want it. It's a reality where, for the first time in history, human material needs are just met completely.
Okay, but wait. If AI can make anything, and nobody has to work, that brings up a huge question, right? What happens to money? The entire global economy is built on labor. So what happens when you take that out of the equation? How does anything even work?
So let's explore that. Section 3, the true currency. We're talking about the economy that comes after money. And this is where things shift from, finance and economics to pure physics. This slide breaks down the logic perfectly. First, AI and robots create this hyperabundance. That makes human labor for production totally unnecessary. And since money is really just, as he puts it, an information system for labor, it becomes obsolete. It loses its purpose. Think about it. If you're stranded on a desert island, $1 trillion is just paper. It's useless. In a world without the need for human work, money is that useless paper. So if not money, then what? For Musk, the answer is simple. It's physics. He says the only true currency is energy. You can't just print more energy. You can't legislate it. You have to generate it. So value is no longer based on human agreements, it's based on the fundamental laws of the universe. In this new world, a civilization's power is literally measured by how much energy it can control.
And this, believe it or not, brings us right back to the beginning. This whole incredible journey, from a global town square to a world without work to an economy based on energy, it's all for one ultimate purpose: to boost human consciousness so we can finally start asking the really big questions about the universe.
And that quest for answers leads him to maybe the most mind-bending question of all, a question that makes you doubt the very fabric of reality itself.
What if this reality we're in isn't the base reality at all? What if we're living inside a simulation? Now, he doesn't say it's a fact, but he does say the probability is, and I'm quoting here, pretty high. And his logic for this is actually based on something we can all see happening right now.
His argument is actually pretty straightforward. Just look at video games. In 50 years, we went from Pong, literally 2 lines and a dot, to massive photorealistic online worlds. If we just continue that trend, it seems inevitable that we'll eventually create simulations that are completely indistinguishable from reality. And those simulations will be filled with billions of intelligent AI characters. So, given that's where we're headed, what are the chances that we, right here, right now, just happen to be in the one original base reality? The odds seem pretty slim. And then he takes it a step further with this kind of Darwinian idea for simulations. Think about it. When we run simulations today for engineering or science, which ones do we keep running? Not the boring ones. We focus on the interesting ones, the ones that push the limits. So if we are in a simulation, it stands to reason that whoever is running it would do the same thing. Only the most interesting simulations would be allowed to continue.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative idea. If we are living in a simulation and only the interesting ones survive, well, that implies that our reality is probably designed to unfold in the most interesting way possible. The most compelling story wins. Maybe, just maybe, we're all characters in the greatest story ever told. Thanks for tuning in.